SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first, then you act.
Welcome back, Spartan Nation Radio. As always, it's great to have the one, the only, the iconic Wonder himself. That's right. If you look up the word icon in Webster's dictionary, it has his picture. That's not a joke. That's not an exaggeration. He is so iconic that when he was a child and Santa would stop at his house, he'd ask him for his autograph. Santa would leave him cookies and milk. Legendary state of Michigan prep high school basketball and football coach, the one, the only, the great one, Chuck Rainier. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing a little better. Got a head cold, so a little coughing and hectic going on, or whatever else might happen. I apologize ahead of time.
Coach, we normally talk the good, the bad, and the ugly with Spartan football or basketball. Spartan basketball's, 10 wins and 10-2 now. Took care of Oakland. They're on a roll. There just isn't any really ugly. We're looking ahead to the bowl game. And obviously signing day for football. Let's very quickly, though, just discuss this. Basketball, I guess it's ditto to everything we said the first 3 weeks of it. Everything's going good on this team. I don't see anything ugly or anything to be concerned about right now.
Well, I think there's a few factors here that is making this record like it is. I think it's maturity. On one part, you got Nick Ward, who seems to be maturing very well. And seems not to be left in a play, if you know what I mean. Last year, a couple of years that he was here before, something didn't go right. He could be, couldn't let it go. I think he's matured past that. You got other factors such as maturity from your point guard, Winston, who is really dishing the ball around and distributing it very well. Doesn't take any bad shots, really. And then you got Matt McQuaid, who's been there, done that before. And then, you got Josh, who is streaky at times, but he gets his points every game. So there's a lot of factors going into this season that just shows that they're really playing as a unit really well.
Totally agree with you, Coach. So let's turn our attention to football. Even with a very disappointing season, and there's no way to get around it. It is. We've talked about it ad nauseum. Very solid recruiting class. Julian Barnett, the corner. A kid out of Harper Woods, Michigan, Belleville High School. Very good player. Man, he's a good one. I like him a lot. Adam Berghorst, I like him a lot. I think he's going to be a good one. The punter, Baumeister out of Australia, really like him. Again, Jace Bowen, the wide receiver, top-tier wide receiver. But there's a couple of guys I want to talk about. Spencer Brown, the big 6'6", 305 tackle. Devontae Dobbs, 6'3", 295. J.D. Duplain's going to start on defense, but he could move over to the offensive line. Michael Fletcher, Luke Fulton. There are some real horses in this class, Coach. And considering the season they had, I think the coaches deserve an A for keeping this class together.
I'd agree totally with you on that. Watching the film on these players here, Spencer Brown, he's going to have a little adjustment in the college game because he is so big and so strong that he just manhandles people on the line of scrimmage, and he's going to come against guys that are going to be just as strong as he is. So he's going to have a little bit of adjustment, but I don't think that's going to be a big factor. Then you got the three guys. Wow, these three guys I like: Samak, Duplain, and Dobbs. These guys remind me so much of Kevin Jarvis. These are lunch money guys. These are the guys on the playground. The way they play on the field is like they're on the playground and they're going to go steal your lunch money from you. These guys are just maulers, tough, finish blocks out, good technique. And, you got some other players in there you didn't mention either. I'm a big fan of Michael Fletcher. I think Fletcher's going to keep some time.
I think Michael Fletcher and Devontae Dobbs are the two biggest horses in this class.
Yeah, man, Fletcher's going to give the defense next year. I think once he gets acclimated to the system, he's going to give the defense that factor that they didn't have this year. I know you had Randall out there in their 3-4, that they would run, and he is a linebacker type trying to play that rush end on the outside. And Fletcher being a little bit taller, a little longer than Randall, I think that's going to be a big factor. I think he's a little heavier too than Randall too. So that's really going to add to the defense next year.
Totally agree. Coach, is it fair to say that you agree with my opinion? The best thing the coaches, not on defense, but the offensive coaches did all year was hold together this class.
Well, yeah, I think this is an extremely. This is by far the best offensive line recruiting year for Michigan State under D'Antonio. I mean, these 5 guys that they brought in to play offense are just perfect for this type of offense that Michigan State runs. So they're aggressive, they're big, they have good technique. I don't know. I think they've really answered a lot of questions that they had during this year with so many injuries and the line play this year. I think this is a great recruiting year for them.
Totally agree. The great Coach Chuck Grenier, the good, the bad, and the ugly, Spartan football and basketball coach. I want to talk about one player that I don't think is getting enough accolades. You know this. Readers of Spartan Nation know we have talked about Maverick Hansen for over a year at Spartan Nation. We've written about him multiple times, interviewed him multiple times. This is a kid I've been high on from day one. He was the last recruit they took on signing day, which stunned me that they waited that long. This kid, to me, is a horse. He's a player. Now, you may remember, Coach, and you can tell the people if I'm lying. I took a ton of criticism when I was high on Le'Veon Bell when no one else was. I am as high on this kid. He's got a motor. He's a Kenny Willekes. To me, this was a home run get, and for your last player, that's pretty amazing. What are your thoughts on Maverick?
I think they were really lucky to be able to flip him out of Central Michigan and get him to come in Michigan State. After that flip on signing day, I went back and reviewed his tape, and you're exactly right on that. He is an aggressive, high motor kid that is going to. I think he's going to be able to play D-line. I think he's going to play maybe a defensive end for him, and that's another bonus that they have, another athletic type, aggressive guy playing in that defensive end that all teams need in Michigan State was a little short in depth on him. So, yeah, he's going to be a good ball player for Michigan State.
Yep, he's going to be a great one. So, Coach, lastly, if you were Santa Claus and you had to give a present to Spartan football and a present to Spartan basketball, what would it be?
I would, and the final signing day in February for Michigan State, get the best available tight end they have out there. That's what my Christmas wish would be, to bring another tight end or two into the program if they could. Because that is an area of weakness right now for Michigan State, and I think that would be a great Christmas present.
Okay, what about for basketball?
For basketball, way into March. How's that? Way into March.
He is the one, the only, the iconic wonder himself. Women love him. Men fear him. Santa, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy all respect him and want to be him when they grow up. The great Coach Chuck Grenier. Now, Coach, as you know, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and Becky. We'll be back. Happy New Year.